It is well known that there are corrupt cops that abuse their power and betray the trust placed in them by their communities. However, sometimes justice catches up with these individuals. This was the case with Jaylen Devon Fleer, a police officer that committed unspeakable acts while thinking he would get away with them. In April 2020, the situation came to public attention as San Diego County Crime Stoppers received reports outlining the participation of a man in actions that involve a minor. Due to these reports, the Chula Vista police initiated an investigation which led them to Jaylen Fleer, a one-time star athlete at Santana High and a member of the county sheriff's jail and court services. In order to find out if Jaylen was responsible, he was questioned by the investigators.
Are you comfortable? Do you want to take off your duty belt?
No, I'm good.
Okay, because I understand that, the duty belt gets pretty annoying pretty quickly, so if you want to take it off at any point, you let me know. So, of course, I've done my research and investigations and everything, so I've learned a little bit about you, but I'd like to learn a little bit more, if that's okay. I found that you went to Santana High School?
I did, yes.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing?
Yeah.
Immediately, we notice that the investigator appears to be very friendly during the initial questioning, a demeanor often used to mask other intentions. Jaylen also seems calm initially. However, when he asks what the investigation is for, there is a notable change in his expression, and a subtle shift in his body language becomes apparent.
Okay, very cool. So, I don't know, do you have any questions for me before we kind of...
I will ask what this is about?
Yeah, so we're looking into some allegations that were made. We're kind of, it started with a Crime Stopper report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture that, when we looked into it, it looks similar to you. So I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this picture before. Oh, I have like 15 million things here.
By having his arms in front of his body, crossing his arms, leaning forward, and hunching slightly, Jaylen displays closed body language which indicates a nervous, closed-off, self-protective, and defensive attitude.
Okay. So this picture right here.
Yeah, that's definitely me with the gross one.
Okay, so this picture right here, how old were you when it was taken?
I don't know, 20?
Have you ever used this picture on any social media site?
I think it was Snapchat back in the day, yeah.
Okay. Alright. Have you ever shared this picture with anybody on Snapchat?
Yeah, probably with my wife, to be honest. Obviously I talked to other girls back in the day too, but I can't remember right off the head.
If you had to guesstimate how many times you may have shared the photo, how many times?
That one, maybe just a couple times, once or twice.
Okay, so definitely to your wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've used that photo for your wife, and you were about 20 years old in the photo. You did share it on Snapchat, and then maybe some other girls you were talking to?
Yeah, this was a long time ago, so I don't really remember who it was.
Okay.
The contrast between the friendly, open, giggling, and bubbly demeanor of the investigator and the closed-off, monotone, and defensive demeanor of Jaylen couldn't be greater. However, what the investigator says next confirms Jaylen's fears for what the investigation is about.
Yeah, I believe I had to,
You can't just
request a friend.
Yeah, you can't just be anyone. So that one's at least a little bit better, where it's like you have to actively search for somebody, right? Okay, so you in the photo, and is that a gross font? Is that gross font?
Yeah, it's
emblem?
gross font.
Okay, cool. That makes it very easy. So as far as the picture, so this photo came up in connection with some allegations about you communicating with a younger female on Snapchat.
Okay.
Have you ever communicated with any females that we've already recognized that yes you have with your recruit from the past? Is there anyone else you've communicated with on Snapchat?
No, just close friends and coworkers and stuff like that.
Okay. Anyone recently?
No.
Is there any reason why your phone number and email might be linked to a different Snapchat account?
Another one? No. I never had another one. Just the Jaylen Fleer one.
Okay, so that phone number and email wouldn't be attached to any other account? Okay.
The reason why the investigator asks this question is to find out whether Jaylen used a different Snapchat account to message the underage girls.
All right. And your schedule. I know that you work every 7 days on and 7 days off. What does your wife's schedule look like?
She's every Friday, Saturday off. day shift, so typical 9 to 5.
Okay, so she works 9 to 5 and you work like the complete opposite schedule?
Depends. Every 3 months we rotate days and nights.
Okay. And how long have you been on nights now?
Nights now, probably a little over a month now, a month and a half.
Okay. All right.
Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
So right now, and I'll go over the behavior with you, we're investigating allegations that were made that you were communicating with a younger female on Snapchat and potentially some material might have been shared.
Okay.
Some photos, some images, stuff like that. So we, of course, want to be able to hear what happened from your side, if that in fact did occur, or if it didn't occur, we want to obviously
Everyone that I
determine
talked to.
This question indicates another turning point in Jaylen's mind. He no longer sees this as a simple questioning, and instead starts seeing it as an interrogation. But what he doesn't know is that the investigator will soon show him hard evidence, putting even more pressure on him.
So, yes, on Tinder, when you were on Tinder, and forgive me, I'm not very well versed on Tinder, do you have a username there as well?
Shoot, I can't remember. It might have just been Jaylen or Jaylen or something like that.
Okay. So Jay.
Yeah, probably Jaylen, to be honest. Jaylen.
Do you ever go by Jay?
Friends call me Jay once in a while.
All right. All right. So, of course, we've spoken to, obviously the other parties involved and kind of gotten some of the information. And so the reason why this particular photo was kind of brought up is because this photo was sent to this female, which is why I wonder if this photo would be in anyone else's hands.
I mean, for someone being younger, no, it wasn't anyone I sent younger.
The investigator is implying that Jaylen might be responsible for sending that picture, since Jaylen admitted to not sharing the photo with anyone, except for about 1 or 2 people.
So this photo was sent within the last 3 weeks. Have you sent this photo?
No, definitely not. It wasn't me.
Not to anyone within the last 3 weeks? Okay. And you've only shared it with a select few people?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, so.
Okay. Okay. There were also some conversations that were exchanged between you and this person.
Me? Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't talk to anybody younger, though.
Not on Snapchat?
No.
Not recently?
Not recently, no.
Okay. Well, along with the photo came some additional information about your personal life.
Okay.
And based on some of the information you shared with me today, it seems to add up.
Okay.
So is there any reason why the person would say they're you and share your information?
Sounds like it'd be someone that knows me then, obviously. I don't know who. I don't have any enemies that would be doing something like that.
The investigator seems to have a large suspicion that Jaylen sent the photo along with the details about his personal life. But instead of accusing him, she lays out all of the evidence so that Jaylen begins to realize that it's becoming obvious that he is responsible.
Can I ask what information was shared? What they know?
We know that you're a baseball player.
Yeah. A lot of people know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that information was kind of shared.
Okay.
Your work schedule.
I haven't shared anything like that recently. I couldn't tell you who that would be.
So let's take it back a little bit. You said you played football in high school, right? What position did you play?
I was a defensive end.
Defensive end. Did you have the same jersey the whole time you played?
My last 2 years were, 82, and then first 2 years changed up.
And what year did you graduate?
2011.
It might seem like the investigator is asking random questions about the time when Jaylen was still in school. However, these questions actually relate to the username of the user that shared the information and photo. The username was J178211. From the questions that were asked by the investigator, we now realize that the number 17 in the username refers to his college baseball jersey number, 82 being the number from his high school jersey, and finally, 11 being the year in which he graduated, 2011.
I know as an athlete, sometimes when I would do my usernames and stuff, I would kind of use a combination of my things that I know about myself, right? Mm-hmm. So that way I wouldn't forget it. So this particular picture came from an account with this username, right? J178211. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I recognize that your jersey name in college was 17.
Yes, it was.
And then High school was 82, and it was 11. In 2011?
I never had 11.
No, as far as you graduated in 2011.
I did, yeah.
And it goes by Jay, and it is a Snapchat account that has some links to you.
Okay.
Okay. Jay, I'll be very honest, I want to know the truth.
Yeah, no, I never even heard of that account.
Okay.
With every minute that goes by, we see Jaylen getting more nervous as the evidence piles up. And the questions the investigator asks next seem to add to that.
Have you ever shared any images of your with anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many times would you say you've done that?
A lot.
So, going back, and I'll give you a little bit more information, then I'll let you chat for a little bit. I don't like chatting a lot, so I already feel like I chat too much. So, when it comes to the Crime Stopper that we're investigating and the Snapchat account, and of course your phone number and everything in connection with it, and some of the combinations of numbers and everything there, you can understand why obviously we have a growing concern.
It's weird.
And of course your picture is attached to it, right? Which is even more like either someone's...
Can I ask what, you said you got nude ones too?
There were images that were shared, yes, that...
Can I ask, I'm sure you got them here, can I ask to see what they are?
You want to see the picture?
Yeah, so I can get an idea.
Do you ever even not to? Yeah. So I don't actually have a clear shot of one. Yeah, so I did not
Okay, I understand.
print out those
Can I wait till I have
pictures.
a lawyer? Because I'm uncomfortable with this. This is weird.
The investigator now confronts Jayden about the Crime Stopper report regarding an underage girl. In response to this, Jaylen sees the seriousness of the accusation and asks for a lawyer. But the investigator had already expected this.
Those
Can I wait till I have a
pictures.
lawyer? Because I'm uncomfortable with this. This is weird. So
Of course, like, you definitely have the ability to do that, and of course, you know, this is completely voluntary. And so...
I just don't want to get caught up on something. I work in this career. I don't want to get caught up on something.
I fully understand. Yeah. So, you can, yes, 100% elect not to speak with us. You are not under arrest at this time.
Yeah, I understand.
Obviously, given the fact that we're here and the fact that we're speaking to you, I know that your bosses are going to want to speak with you afterwards. Yeah. We'll go ahead and allow them to speak with you after.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions? I mean, can we still ask you questions, or do you want to stop?
No, I want to wait because I'm uncomfortable with this. So
Okay.
I'll wait till I have a lawyer.
Okay. So, then, you know, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me for this long. I can imagine that obviously being confronted with any level of questions can be uncomfortable, so I do appreciate that you've allowed us to speak with you even for this long. Okay, so with the next step, however, I'm going to go ahead and pull some documents here for you. So there are a few steps that we're going to be taking after this.
Jaylen is given a search warrant that allows the police to seize his phone, DNA, and car. Due to this, Jaylen is forced to hand over his phone password, among other things. After the police gathered all of the evidence, Jaylen was arrested and charged with 20 felonies, including charges involving acts with underage girls involving 4 victims. Due to this, Jaylen was sentenced to 12 years in prison. Since you made it to the end of the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.